Good day, everyone. My name is Dale Dominic Dalumpines. I am here in front of you to discuss what I have learned about the importance of social work that should be practiced in Module 1 to Module 6. In Module 1, I learned is about RA 4373 with the adoption of Republic Act 4373 in 1967. Social work, which has first established in the Philippines in the 1930s, as a systematic means of assisting people in the field of public welfare, was formally recognized as a profession. Of course, even now, 3 decades later, the term social work is frequently used in the Philippines to refer to charitable person who find time or material means to share with those in need. Many individuals are unaware that RA 4070 exists and that there are numerous provisions in this law that must be understood since they have significance for the delivery of social services in our society. I also learned in Article 2, Section 2 is a board examiners of social work shall be created by a chairman and 4 members. Will be appointed by our Mr. President of the Philippines with the consent of our Commission on Appointments. From our social workers of recognized standing in the Philippines like University of the Philippines or the SWD of Secretary in Section 3, the board shall follow the function of duties to administer the Act of Provision, to administer oaths in connection with our administration from this Act. They can suspend and revoke certificate of registration from the practice of social work. Section 10. No one shall practice or offer the practice social work or no to any job asking for social work in any social work agency, whether private or government, unless exempt from registration by the board examiner for social workers. In Module 2, the attributes of a profession, I learned that a comprehensive corpus of knowledge, the skills that distinguish a profession are derived from and supported by knowledge that has been organized into a body of theory. Like any other profession, social work derives knowledge from a variety of sources that build its own body of knowledge through practice. Authority in the field of through education in the systematic theory of one's job equips the professional with the level of knowledge unavailable to the common man, unlike in a transaction with a non-professional, when the customer is always right. The professional judgments and authority are appreciated and accepted by his client in the helping relationship. This authority given to the professional background provide the client with a sense of confidence that the professional authority of the social worker should only guide or aid the client in their field to competence. Otherwise, one will be infringing on the authority of another professional groups. Ethics code that is regulated, every profession has built in a regulatory code, both formal and informal, that require its members to behave ethically. Although the formal code is not written, it was the same force as a written prescription. This code, taken together, seek to prevent abuses that may result from a profession use of authority, as well as its payment privilege. This is attribute that represent this is the characteristics that distinguish a profession from a non-professional occupation. A professional groups based and essential views are referred to as social values. Professional norms are the universally acknowledged rules of conduct activities that guide professional in a variety. It does not automatically result in the formulation of a profession. There are some criteria that must be met at the very least before an occupation can be classified as a profession. In Module 3, I learned that practice of social work can be divided in two categories. One area Phase counseling with individuals, families, or group. This is referred as a micro indirect practice. To other topic, this is the building and an administration of social structure that will enable a broad segment of society to tackle a variety of problems that require diverse type of institutional resources. This is referred to as macro or indirect. It includes planning, social welfare agency administration, social work research, and social action. Community organization work can be classified as macro and micro, depending on factors such as the client group, the nature of the community, the problem being addressed. There is no regular direct contact between the workers and the community. This is assisted in the scope of the community problem and the problem solving effort. It necessitates the establishment of a formal structure. Even while there are certain generic information and skill that the social work I apply both areas, the two areas require separate sets of knowledge and abilities. In Module 4, I learned that social work philosophy is influenced by culture in which it operates. Social work is founded on the concept that every human is valuable and deserving of respect. This belief is linked to the Grammet theory, which consider a person valuable because he is capable of logical analysis decision making. It suggests that every human possesses dignity just by being, that this dignity begins at birth, and the possession of this dignity, even if dimly perceived by the possessor, it or should be the continuum of his life, and that the depriving him of this dignity is to degrade him such way that we refer to it as human degradation. Social work is profoundly unsure in the philosophy that every human being has worth and dignity. In Module 5, I learned is within the field of usefulness, truth, goodness, and beauty, value is described the word a person attribute to specific system or people. They are expression of an individual's or a group's preferred behavior such as their desire for a particular means and different value system influence the social worker, his personal value, religious, social, or cultural group to which belong, and of course, values of this profession. And although conflicts between the people and society will always exist, social organizations should be structured in such a way that disputes are kept to a minimum because it is individual responsibility to encourage change in social resources and do not meet its requirements while also contributing of society enrichment. It the individual to rule to satisfy his need as much as possible in ways that contribute to society's enrichment. To allow individuals to achieve self-realization and contribute to society, social organization must have available socially given device for need fulfillment that are as diverse and high in quality as the public welfare allows. The profession has agreed to the ultimate value of work is based on a contribution is both good and debatable for the human being to realize his potential and to balance this with an equal effort to help others do the same. Each person requires socially provided secured possibility for satisfying is basic requirements for the psychological, economical, cultural, aesthetic, and spiritual world for the harmonious development of his talent. The practice of social work is guided by a number of values. Its ultimate value, on the other hand, is for each individual to believe in fulfillment and to assist other in doing do as well. That's all, sir. Thank you.